I have burned a turkey on Thanksgiving, okay? It's because I was doing too much, too fast, too quickly, too panicked. I was overwhelmed, and I look over and I see flames coming out of my oven because I was overwhelmed. And that's what we're talking about, how to deal with the overwhelm so that you don't end up having a turkey catch on fire on Thanksgiving, not to mention all the chaos that's ensued. I've learned a lot since then, and I hope you can join me on my journey. Today, we're talking about keep it simple, sweetheart. Keep everything as simple as possible. You do not need to make a big deal out of everything. The first thing I want you to do as you go through this life of yours, especially during the next holiday season, is to think about how present you can be for yourself. I want you to get into that love state. I want you to get into that gratitude state. And I want you to feel connected and grateful because that is the season we're in. Isn't that the most ironic thing, how upset we get with people when we're supposed to be in a season of Thanksgiving? Anyway, that's just one of the ironies of life. The next thing I want you to do is make a list of everything that you got to do, what you plan on doing, what time your gathering is going to be, where you're going to be, how you're going to do it, what you need to do. Write it all down. And then think about how much time it's going to take. And whatever time you think each activity is going to take, I want you to triple that time. I know. Oh, why do you say triple? Because I used to be a project manager. I used to have to meet deadlines all the time. And I always had to triple the time because rarely took the time it took that I thought it was going to take. It always backfired on me when I tried to think it was going to take this time. It took 3 times longer. So triple the time, pad your time. The next thing I want you to do is take some of that stuff off the menu, take that stuff off of your list that you don't need to do. See if you can ask somebody else to help you. Those are some of the things in preparation. Don't put yourself in a panic mode. You're the one who's doing it. You're the only one who's adding stress to your life. Yes, there are people around you, but you're the one who's deciding to do this. You know, I was asked to go to about 4 parties, and I would love to go to all of them, but something in my body said not to, and so I'm not. And I just declined politely. It has nothing to do with other people. It's more about me, about what I want in my life. So what is it that you want, and who is it that you want in your life, especially around a family gathering? Now let's talk about your guest list. Now, I know a lot of you have a great guest list and you're going to invite people you don't even want to invite. You're going to invite Cousin Tommy, who can never stay sober, fall down drunk, but you're going to invite because you love Tommy's wife. You're going to invite Aunt Betty because Aunt Betty, even though she never shows up on time, she's an important part of your family, so you're going to invite her. But you have to accept that she cannot show up on time to save her life. Never has she been able to. And for you to be frustrated that she can't is like you're crazy, not her crazy. So if you have dinner at 3 p.m. and she shows up at 4, you're not holding up your dinner because this is how she rolls. She knows how you are. That's called setting a boundary. You may have somebody who loves to gossip about some other people. Well, I don't have to engage with them. You know, these are the tools that I use. I don't say anything if somebody's gossiping except, that's not mine to tell or something like that. So, we're going to come across all these people that we're inviting over. We know that the people who match, who don't match, all that kind of stuff. But the most important thing you can do to be loving to yourself and to others is just to keep your mouth shut. I want you to review how you are typically reacting when Cousin Betty or Aunt Betty doesn't show up on time. You can yell at her, give her the silent treatment. Whatever it is that you do is not going to work. Just accept and love her. It's going to make your life a lot better too, and a lot easier too. And instead of shaming her for being oh, it's just like you to show up on time. Something sarcastic. No, you don't have to say anything. So what I want you to do is review your interactions with these difficult people and how are you going to show up differently than those people. And if only it is just to keep your mouth shut, that is a big, big, great change in the right direction, in the most loving direction. And I want you to practice this before. It's called mental rehearsal. Practice who you are going to be when you go to this gathering. You are pure love underneath all your shit. You really are. You have a kind and generous and loving heart, but your reactions about how people should be is what keeps you in trouble. And don't have any expectations. Give from your heart, but don't expect people to be a certain way because this is just how they are. And don't take things personally. This is just how they are. They are, especially when people are drinking, when there's alcohol involved, there's typically some really yucky things. And, or it can be fun, but you might want to limit the alcohol use. Just saying. So as I move into reading from The Courage to Change, November 23rd, on keeping it simple, sweetheart, when we have something we have to do, it seems like it's too much of a task to attempt, we can seem and feel overwhelmed. And all we have to do is keep it simple. Instead of approaching the task as a whole, I can simplify it by taking only one step at a time. I can gather information and do nothing more. Then when I'm ready, I can take the project even further. And this takes some of the pressure of having to know all the answers and solve every problem that may arise before I've even begun. I am also free to try something and then change my mind. I do not have to make a lifetime commitment before I even know whether or not my goal is desirable. And my plans may involve many actions and many risks, but I don't have to tackle them all today. I can take my time and move step by step at my own pace. By focusing on one thing at a time, the impossible can be likely if I keep it simple, sweetheart. So I want you to do that. Keep everything as simple as possible. Don't overwhelm yourself. You are in the driver's seat. You get to choose how you want to be and how you want to live your day. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe. I would love it if you subscribe. It's totally free. And share it with somebody who could use it because you know that person. I love you.